What it do? What it do? It's your girl, Big Dana here. Today I am going to be our Dana with you, as a parent, as an activist, and also as a person who supports doing right by people. I'm here with a longtime friend, but also many of y'all have seen her. She went viral. She's a bus driver with the East Baton Rouge Parish School System, and she went viral back in 2017 when she made a video about the conditions of the school bus. I'll let her introduce herself, but she will always be Tay-Tay to me. But Mrs. Octavia, go ahead.
Hi, everybody know me as Tay-Tay. I'm Octavia Cade. Yes, we had our meeting today with Dr. Narcisse. Dr. Narcisse said a lot of things that I think that we wanted to hear. Also, promises. A bus driver stood up and was like, promises have been made over and over again. But my thing is, in 2017, when I took the stand about the buses then, the same energy we have today, we should have had then. We wouldn't be in the situation we in now. But of course, we here.
Okay.
We here now. The fact is, why we here is because we're tired. Not only are we tired, but we want to be done right by.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. In 2017, who was your superintendent?
Warren Drake.
Okay. So the conditions have not changed. Can you say they got worse?
They got worse.
Okay.
They got worse.
And why do you think they got worse when the school system gets right now what, $18,000 per child? Last year is $15,000. It's based on numbers, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So why do you think that the conditions worsen when the money is still flowing in per child?
Politics.
Okay.
I when I did the viral then, it was at 11,000. It was 11,000 per child. At that time, we was busing almost 50,000 children a day. Right now, we at how many children? 27,000 at 18,000 a child. That's $486 million that EBR get.
That's right.
Right. So I always say, why transportation never got at least 5% of that money coming in? We wouldn't be in the situation we in, right? So why the situation is worse and not better, I have the slightest idea. Money.
Tell me that number again that you just said, the amount that the East Baton Rouge Parish School System get for the children.
If it's 18,000 at 27,000 a kid, it's 486 million that they're receiving through federal government.
Okay. Do you have a clue about how much money that they're spending just on fuel for transportation?
I have no clue.
The last calculation we did was what, 15 million? And that was just on fuel. And that shows me that the transportation of transfer and all of that is a money grab. Somebody is eating off of that. If you could take that, if you could do a community-based school model for all of these schools that's in our neighborhoods, we wouldn't have to bus kids. Make our schools better. We would not have to bus kids way out. We would not have to be on a lottery or a list or have a certain standard for your child to get in to get a quality education. Because you know everybody fight for that slot for magnet. You know everybody fight for that slot for these Montessori programs, or like the what was the other one? WHAM, foreign exchange. You know, the foreign exchange, not foreign exchange, foreign language. It's basically a lottery, and your child has to meet a certain
criteria.
That's right. So why won't we invest in our own schools in the communities? I grew up in the area of Easy Town. Many people know that. I'm gonna rep that hood. Oh, I forgot I'm on Dana today. But I grew up in Easy Town. Easy Town, you know, had Park Elementary there. It sat at the corner of Fuquay and 28th. Also Capitol High.
Yeah, I walked to school every day.
We walked, right? Not only did they have Eden Park Elementary that sat there, 5 blocks away they had Eden Park Elementary, correct? Okay, so all of these schools are in the community. once Capital and the district started to see where the money was going, they started to move our schools around.
Yes. The M&M transportation thing.
The M&M transportation, still a money grab.
It was.
And our school conditions are deplorable at this point. And we as parents don't know who to blame because everybody got their hands in the cookie jar. You have business owners that wants to invest in the schools, and when these business owners invest in the schools, you think it is a good thing. But the business owners is the whole reason there's charter systems, there's charter schools. It takes away from the resources that East Baton Rouge Parish School has.
Exactly.
So that 18,000 that we getting per child this year, correct? So last year the enrollment was right at what 40,500 students in East Baton Rouge Parish that's enrolled. But the numbers was 15,500, right? Okay.
Per student?
Per student. Okay. So now this year, the numbers that we saw dwindled almost 20,000 students, because only on record is 27,000 kids enrolled in the East Baton Rouge Parish school system.
Right.
So now, which makes the dollar amount from the federal dollars to come in. Why can't we take that money and invest into our schools, neighborhood schools, instead of giving money to chartered systems, which are business-backed, and they have their money. And they are teachers that are not highly qualified.
They're not.
But they're getting paid, on average, about $50,000.
Yeah.
And our teachers that's been doing this for years
Are not
even getting paid $40,000, $50,000. And you want to give them a stipend. No, give me my due diligence. You know? So I need you to explain to me the conditions of your bus, because I know you had an incident on your bus where you hurt yourself, you know, and it caused you to have to miss work. Tell me about the bus, because I know you and I talked, because you're a member of Step Up Louisiana, and we talked about how sometimes you had to refuse to get a bus off the barn because I'm not driving this regular bus.
I'm not.
You took pictures of the video, and I saw through the floor of your bus the ground. You was like, "What I'm supposed to do with this?"
Right.
Well, they didn't gave you the raggedest bus, and then the bus broke down on you.
It was just last year. Okay, so last year, my original bus, right, broke down. They gave me a bus. That bus, I had it for a few months. It broke down. Then they tried to give me another bus. Now, if I don't drive, they say I don't get paid.
That's right.
So you forcing me to drive a raggedy bus, unsafe.
Unsafe.
Right? I went to the school board. I talked to Miss Hall.
And who is Miss Hall? What is her position? What does she do? She in transportation?
She's in transportation. Okay. I believe she's over, because she was over Mr. Moore. Chauncey Moore then at the time was our director, right? So when I went to her, and I specifically wanted to go to someone that was over Mr. Moore and my supervisor, because if I show you the thread of my texts and the video, you'd be like, they wanted you to drive that bus.
That's right.
And they did. And I told them, so if I don't drive, I'm not driving. I was off from work for 4 days.
That's right.
I complained. It's not my problem that I'm off for 4 days. I refused to drive the bus, right? So they refused to give me my pay. So it made me have to go and drive a raggedy bus, because guess what? I need to work.
You need your money.
I need to work. I left work. One of my coworkers, the bus that they gave me 2 days in a row broke. Two different buses. I was on Highland at the intersection, stuck in the middle of the road. I had to sit there in the hot bus.
That's right.
To wait for someone to come tow it. I sat there for about an hour and a half before I called my coworker Renee to come get me. She came and got me on her bus.
That's right.
And I left that bus. Next day, I got onto another bus, had an anxiety attack because that bus broke down with the children on it. And I left work early last year. So I don't know why our buses are the way they are and why people are not making a stand, which they should have made a stand years ago. Years ago. When Warren Drake was in there. Now, Dr. Narcisse come in with inheritance of a problem that have already been there.
But it worsened.
It has worsened.
It did not get better.
But he did admit that he didn't come in looking at transportation.
Right.
He came in looking at the education part.
That's right.
No one told him about transportation.
I have a hard time believing that.
Okay.
Let me say why. As the head, you're supposed to look at everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time believing that. You operate. Your husband is the head of household in your house. I'm pretty sure you tell him about the problems that's going on, even if you feel like they too minute for him to deal with. You gonna tell him about something that's affecting his household.
Okay.
All right. So I have a hard time believing that. Now, did he know the magnitude of it? No. Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to turn a deaf ear to it. Or maybe I'm going to wait till it billows up and be this show that we're seeing played out now. Because I'm starting to look at things in a realm that other people may not be. Reason being is I think there's an ulterior motive.
Okay.
With our school system. Because most of the people that sit on that board are bought by the Wolf Pack.
Okay.
The Wolf Pack are business owners who push charter schools. And
I believe that.
Yeah.
I have always said that. I even spoke about what's going on now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so since I found out that they want to take our transportation and make it to first student, mm-hmm. because they was talking about it sometime last year. Right? They was talking about bringing first student in and busting our children. But if they're going to bring first student in, that means they paying more money because first student pay they people, what, $18, $19 an hour. I've been there 8 years and
Can
I'm
I
on
say
7
though?
years. Go ahead.
Okay. See, that's what they throw out at you to make you forget the benefits and the amenities that you have. You are very much underpaid here. Very much because you're capping out at $19,000 here. Mm-hmm. In other neighboring parishes, it's $32,000, $34,000.
The lowest one is 28.
28, and that's what, Tangipahoa?
Yeah.
Okay, Ascension Parish is getting paid 32. So that's your neighboring parish. That's Dutchtown.
But guess what? They not getting the benefits we're getting though. Okay, I'm saying this, no lie. We work 2 hours and a half, maybe 2.5 hours in the morning, mm-hmm. 2.5 hours in the afternoon.
But and they got air on their buses.
Okay, they got air. But we getting paid 7.5 hours, mm-hmm. right? We getting paid 7 hours and 30 minutes for working maybe 4 hours. Some of us may work 5.
But some of y'all on your bus a lot routes longer too. You got some people who not making it home until 6 and 7. You got kids that do transfer.
Okay, you do. And so some of us are working out that 7.5 hours. Okay.
And another thing about the first student, the privatizing. The reason why I'm against that is because for people that's been working under the East Baton Rouge Parish school system, if they leave that, the retirement goes, your health insurance goes, mm-hmm. all your benefits and everything that you put in leaves. Mm-hmm. You can't take that unless you take an early retirement, which is more penalizing your money. It's penalizing the money that you've worked so hard for, that you thought that it was okay for me to take this job that's paying a little bit lower. It's okay because the benefits outweigh this low pay. You understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
So, and you're not 65.
No, I'm not.
So you're not gonna be able to retire at full benefits.
I'm not.
So if they go to first student right now, mm-hmm. you lose out.
I lose. So that's what we're not trying to do. Right. But okay, so now our bus drivers are on this, like, we want our money. We want it now. Right? Okay, so but
it's my money.
But check this out. Because he explained how much money we got in there. He said like 111 million. Mm-hmm. 22 million of it is going to us at that 12.5 across the board.
It is a stipend. Why you cannot increase my pay? But why do you have to stop? I know that shit sound good, Tay. And I know you don't curse and you a woman of faith, but I gotta keep it real. Okay. That shit sound good.
Let me tell you.
Sound good. We just watched film from Dadris who said he never promised the school teachers a raise. He never promised it. And I got footage from Ghetto Waves that he sat here right in these rooms, right here, him and Narcisse. We had several panels. I think I introduced you to one, but I think I invited you to one, but you had to work. And because you was on your hot ass bus. Mm-hmm. You might have been broke down that day. Who knows?
Telling? Yeah, right.
You know, but I beg to differ because I see it's bureaucracy. Okay. And that's what is causing our system to constantly fail. Not only my children, but you. because you are employed by them. And you don't do this just because you do this because you generally have a love for children.
I do.
And you do this because it's a flexible schedule. You know,
It is.
you can get a paycheck as you, like you said, you work about on average 4 hours a day. That's flexible. So you're able to do some stuff in between time, go home, cook for your family, take care of your little fat dog, do all of that other stuff. But it still does not outweigh the fact that when I get up in the morning, I put my child on the bus, you are the first person that sees my child before that child goes to school.
Yes.
So that's important. Pay the people what they worth. Show me you care about me by giving me, how much you said the people make at First Student? They getting paid $18 an hour.
18 or 19.
Yeah, let me get that. And let me keep my benefit. It's not hurting you. You have a surplus of what, 100 and what million?
11, they said.
Oh, okay. Let me get me. Let me get me. Let me
Okay,
get that.
so I understand that part. So when Dr. Narcisse stated, okay, so if he was to give us the 12.5, which that would have make us, that is our pay rate.
Not if, when.
When, okay,
Yeah.
when. So
You
come
demand it.
next year, right? Next year he couldn't tell us at
Is
this
he going to
meeting.
be here next year?
He stated he is. He's
Okay.
in here for the long run. he
Because
said.
I do agree that I would have been looking for another job too had my contract not been signed.
Yeah.
So I would have been looking for a job. So I ain't hating on him for busting out. But is he here? Is he going to be here? Will this board still renew his contract again next year? With all of the strife that we got going on in and out? Nathan Rush just called him out on some bullshit Thursday after they had a indoor conversation, or a conversation he had already had with the board. Then we have board members and the superintendent who's retaliating against educators. Not only that, parents. I watched so much in disgust last Monday. One of the board members for Step Up, who's also an advocate for children with disabilities, because she has a child
Right.
with get dragged out of the East
I
Baton
was there.
Rouge Parish School Board. You were on the mic when they arrested her. I started the video because they said she made some kind of, and I can't get too much in that because it ain't my story to tell. But at the end of the day, I watched her child immediately go into distress. He's handicapped.
I know.
He's not handicapped. He's disabled.
Yes.
And when he saw his mama being arrested, my 7-year-old daughter in there, who is also this child's friend, she began to say, you can hear her over the video saying, "No, I'm afraid now. Like, I'm really afraid," because the officer slammed her on the desk and shoved handcuffs on her. That same officer was just arrested Saturday.
You can tell he had a problem.
The same officer was just arrested Saturday. I need y'all to tune in.
Yes.
Yeah, let me go live on Getaways. Mine a little. We're finna go live on Getaways. Getaways coming. The same.
Hey, promote your
There we
event.
go.
Do a commercial event. Yeah, commercial and promote your event.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna, while we getting on, while Getaways getting on, we're gonna do a little commotion break, because I done started sweating. I done got hot. I'm hot over here. Yeah. Whew. So in this little moment that we getting our thoughts together, because I got I'm gonna call her Tay Tay for the rest of her life.
Okay.
I got Po Tay Tay over here sweating and like, wait a minute, Dana, I done signed up for this. My mama told me I have to open the door with nobody here. So I would say this Saturday, August the 26th, we have I'm looking at the doggone at my phone. But this Saturday, we have a event in Easy Town. It's gonna be the Easy Town Families Block Party. We're gonna have free food, free giveaways, also free T-shirts. You better pull up and I'm just saying. We got swag bags, we got entertainment. We also have people that's coming in, gospel singers, R&B singers. We got D-So and T-Lo in the building. I know y'all ain't seen them perform in a
We
while.
already gonna be in a building with
Narcan.
fentanyl tests.
We're going to have mental health organizations there. Evolve 225 will be there. Riddell with the Resistance, he's going to be there. I also have some volunteers that's been reaching out that's really wanted to be a part of this. And when I tell you that makes me so proud that some people want to be attached to this because they see that it's bigger than us, you know, and I'm loving that. I also, TJ reached out to me, Squeak Entertainment, Courtney with the mayor's office, she reached out, how can we support? You know, we also have some canvassers that will be passing out these flyers to support that event that we have going on. So y'all ready? Good old ways. Yeah, we going live in Easy Town, and guess what? We got a radio remote. We done put Easy Town on the map. Tay, you know we used to.
Wait,
girl, you already know. I am not my past. But we used to do that thing, baby. Easy Town, under that oak tree. Yeah, that's what we dedicating the oak tree.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
I also want to say something.
Okay, come on.
And my husband, he's doing this What Up Bowl.
That's right.
It's What Up Bowl. It's a basketball tournament that he wants to get the youth involved, and it's also dedicated to those of mental health awareness.
Okay.
So, he loves children too, and it's
he has a date for it.
He has a date for it.
Yeah,
I would leave the contact, yes, and it's a yes, I sure would. I don't know if all the information though, but yeah,
we'll tag it. We'll connect it.
Yes, thank you. I want to do that.
And get a flyer created. If not, Domino can do the flyer. You got one? I ain't got it yet. So if I ain't got it yet, you ain't got one.
You right. I'm so sorry, but yes, I'm gonna get it together.
We the plug.
You are.
But back to it. Now where was I going? Because you know I'm ADD.
Okay, so you were talking about the sheriff who did that to our friend.
Yeah.
And what was going on with that?
It's not just the sheriff that was the problem with me. The sheriff did get arrested. He had been arrested for this 2 years ago, almost a year and a half ago. So why were you in an environment where you was representing any kids? Because you was in the school board, the big school board, East Baton Rouge Parish School Board. So why were you there? Why were you there? For one. Then you had a child endangerment charge because you brandished your weapon after you picked your wife up, allegedly, off of her feet by her throat. So that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me because I saw the brute force that you used with Karanda. I saw that. I saw this child really didn't know what was going on. Like he was in so much duress. You know, you were there. We had to block because he's a documented runner, and that's what she yelled out the entire time. She said, "Y'all are doing this to me, and that my child is disabled, and you have me out here." Had not the people that didn't look like us come out that room and stand for her,
she would have went to jail.
She was definitely going to jail. The white lady, you don't remember the white lady standing behind me? She was like, "Get her to calm down." I said, "Ma'am, I'm not calming that lady down."
It was no coming.
I say because I want to turn up, but who gonna watch our child?
Right.
If I turn up, who gonna watch our child? He gonna run on foster. I say, so I'm not. She said, I just don't want to. Who she would? I say, baby, we step up Louisiana. We gonna pay her bond. We got her. Like that's what we do. We get in good trouble. All the trouble that I done been through in life and been through, I'm gonna get in some good goddamn trouble right about now. I'm with that. So, you know. So all of that happened because Karanda spoke up.
She brought light to.
She spoke up, and you and I have even talked about the situation with the disabilities. And you know, gifted and talented is disabilities. People don't understand that. That's you have an IEP, which is an individual evaluation plan if you're gifted. So you fall under the special education umbrella.
Okay.
So your child has a right. If that child is super smart, your child has rights under the Disability Act.
Didn't know that.
I know you didn't, but
because Xavier was gifted.
That's why I connected you with Karanda.
Wow.
That was the whole reason, because she's an advocate for disability, and she knows that Disability Act. I'm talking about per the law. You know, she know it. Karanda Corley is the Johnny Domino of the Disability Act.
And everybody don't want it in there.
That's right.
That's why.
Free Karanda.
Free Karanda. So she can't speak on it. She cannot speak about it because now they have an open charge against her, and it's still being under investigation. So Step Up did an action last Thursday where we showed up in orange shirts. Unfortunately, I was not able to get there because I had to get my child from school. But that Monday, I watched in horror as she was pulled out and dragged out. I immediately started to record once I saw the police approaching her. But teachers have left here in droves because if they were tenured or they were had high performing ratings or high certification, Narcisse was going into those schools looking at their certifications and moving them,
taking them out. And
you have some people who have a certification for high school, but they've been teaching in pre-K or kindergarten or elementary ed that are older women now, or older men, that does not want to go to high school and deal with the brawls that they were seeing on school campus. How do you tell a 65-year-old woman, and I'm not saying that's how the average age of them, but how you tell, I'm 48. So how you tell a 48-year-old woman who been working with kindergartners for the last 25 years
to go.
Yeah. I still think I got a little scratch left in me, but I be seeing them blows that they be throwing, and I ain't trying to stand up under that at all, you know. So these women and men left the system to go to neighboring parishes because they didn't feel like they were being treated right. Not only that, they wasn't being represented right. So today, before we got on air, we found out that that the union, we thought that the union was not bagging.
Yes.
So now there is 2 unions that are bagging you, which is the LAE, which is Louisiana Association of Educators. Miss Renita Whitlock is what is she? What is her position? I think she's over the educators, and then Valencia is the president. Okay. Valencia Johnson is the president, but she's your contact person, Renita Whitlock.
Okay.
Okay. And you also have the East Baton Rouge Parish Association of Educators who are bagging y'all in support of the bus drivers as well as the cafeteria staff. Now, you and I also talked prior to this. I'm going to inform the audience that the cafeteria workers, they stood in solidarity with you because they know your struggle because they got money a couple of years ago, right?
Right.
But to highlight what's going on right now, the motive is to privatize y'all.
I know.
And
if they do that, Dana, that's going to be bad for us.
It's going to be bad for the entire. But again, that goes back to letting me know that I feel like it is strategic moves that's being made by key players to
that's
go
right. To
100% charter.
To make this happen like this. You understand?
Let me get the parents riled up.
That's right. Let the media come in. Let us do this. Let us not go to work.
Let's fight against each other.
So the thing is, we need to stick together. If I know they want to be a sick out or whatever, but what we need to do, we need those kids back, stay in EBR.
Because that money
we need those kids.
They need it.
And not to pull your children out of EBR, but we need to also show up, for each other because they can trick us out of our spot, and that's exactly what they're doing.
And I have one more thing to say. Parents who think that charter schools are better than East Baton Rouge Parish, they are failing you because your kids don't even come home with books. Now, if they do, tell me I'm lying. Your kids don't come home with books. So, yeah, little Johnny is on the road because he has a tic-tac-toe sheet. Now,
you see my grandbaby over there? I took her out of IDEA, right? Tyler went to IDEA in her 2nd and 3rd grade. My grandbaby was not reading.
I already know that.
She was not on her math. I took my grandbaby out of IDEA, a charter school.
A chartered school. A failing charter school.
It's not good. I had to teach her and then send her where she's at now. She's at Woodlawn Middle, where I drive. But at the same time,
East Baton Rouge Parish School System.
That's right.
Because you have benefits, you have guidelines.
That's right.
That the charter school is supposed to have,
but they don't do it.
But you know why? Because they're business owned and they're not chartered. But they get money from East Baton Rouge Parish,
the state
school system,
to run
school system. Because we just renewed their contract for 2 years.
I know.
For these failing schools, it was only 3 that was not failing. And there was one of them, what is it, Basic?
Basic over here over by the Women's Hospital.
Women's Hospital. Advantage Charter was failing miserably. They had Fs, and they had kind of moved up to a high D, so they gave them a whole bunch of points for improvement. But they did not decline any charter that was here.
And that's what they're trying to do across the whole board of the state of Louisiana.
But is another reason. 48% of black and brown students make up the population of kids that's in our system. New Orleans has a higher rate at 50-something, 50, like 55, 56 of the black and brown kids in their. No,
it's not. It's all charter.
I was just about to say that it's all chartered. So the highest demographic of black and brown kids, the biggest district, because we have the busy. New Orleans and Baton Rouge has the highest population of kids that's enrolled in school. Charters don't stand nowhere else unless it's black and brown kids, because you can't take that shit. You ain't taking that to Ascension. You ain't taking that to Lafayette. You ain't taking that to.
And if you look at it, all the charter schools are in our black neighborhoods.
Every last one of them.
Yes.
Except Basis. Because
Because
Basis was built for the Women's Hospital staff to bring their kids
children
there.
to school. That's right.
That's the only reason why. And they do have a strict curriculum.
They do.
Because they're operating on a magnet
level.
On a magnet level. But I know I done rambled, and I'm ADD, and Johnny over here doing this like he want to cut my throat like he Tito Gambino or somebody.
How you want me to tell you stop me out of time?
So
we out of time. Okay. Thank you for having me, though.
No, I appreciate you being here and taking this time out. And I look, baby, Coco, come here, Coco, Corinne. Right quick, hurry up, run. You finna get you about to get your shout out on Ghetto Waves, and y'all stay tuned because Ghetto Wave Kids Show coming. So Coco, tell everybody, hey, look right there where that red light at. Look right here.
What's your name on the show?
What's your name?
Coco, hello.
Coco, hello. So Coco, you didn't go to school today. Why not?
Because we're fighting for cafeteria workers and bus drivers.
For better pay.
For better pay.
And I want to tell you, thank you so much. And I thank you all that have supported us throughout this. The teachers, the parents, and the bus driver, and the staff. I appreciate it. We all appreciate what we all trying to get for ourselves, because we do need better living. Cost of living is high. We need a better pay. And, of course, we love doing our job.
But you shouldn't have to work 2 and 3 jobs to make ends
to do
meet.
it. That's right.
You know, you shouldn't. The job that it was basically for convenience. But y'all fall in love with these kids, and again, you are the first
and the last
that my child sees. So I give good gifts to my bus driver.
I get good gifts. I get them too. I get them. So thank y'all very much.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Ty Ty.
People close. Thank y'all for tuning. I'm gonna get the close out right now.
Yeah, he done rushed me. Now he want me to close, and then my head done fell out. But yeah, you can file. Many of y'all follow me already. DCF First Lady on Instagram, and Dana Winbush on Facebook. Also, look, shameless plug. I am a caterer with Dope Creole Foods. You need to go on there. I just did a birthday party for Mr. Sick With It, all in New Orleans. And I got rave reviews, so yeah, I'm doing that. And Tay, you telling people how your handle? Oh, cause she better be on social media.
Yeah, I better be on social media, but if you catch me there, that's where I'm at. But
She say catch her in traffic.
Whatever.
On that hot ass bus. But it's up.